Hey, Cancer. Intuitive Soul Coach here with your September 2024 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Cancer. Some of you may have Gemini in your chart, or you are dealing with a Gemini, or you are a Gemini cusper. I do have some of the same energy coming out here around perhaps addiction, codependency, obsessions. This can also be emotional blockages due to maybe substance abuse or overindulging in certain behaviors that are unhealthy. Yeah, it looks like you've gone through a tower moment because of that energy here. Now, we have twin flame showing up here. I don't often do twin flame readings or talk about them. I feel like they are often mistaken. Twin flames are actually very rare unions. And when we do come into contact with the other part of our soul, basically it's our soul that is split apart to have, an opposite or different human experience. But when we come together in union, it can be very, very powerful. I mean, imagine the yin to your yang, right? It's the completion of one soul. And I feel like you could be dealing with or are calling in a twin flame union, Cancer. And look at it, actually says yin yang. I didn't even look at that here, but it does talk about balance. Beautiful. This is union. I almost wanted to say unicorn. Okay, so yeah, unicorns rare. This could be someone coming in that is complimenting you in some way, shape, or form. It can be the polar opposites coming in to have you take a look at patterns in your life that no longer serve you. Maybe they never served you, but you had to go through those experiences. And for some of you, because you have the not enough card, some of you didn't feel like you were enough. This could be abuse of some sort. This can be self-sabotage. It can be egos and fears and frustrations. It can also be a lack of confidence. You're done with all that is what I'm getting, because you're stepping into this mother of all, Empress energy. Beautiful. Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, that beautiful energy of unconditional love that the Empress brings in towards herself, towards all the lives that she comes into contact with. But I feel like you've gone through something here that was quite difficult and challenging, either within your own psyche or within a relationship. We have addictions, codependency, blockages, possession and control could have been a factor. Maybe even restraints. And some of you see restraints on the not enough. It's as if you were dealing with potentially a karmic relationship. Some of you, this is false twin flame. I'm hearing false twin flame that you thought was your twin flame, but you see now that they weren't. Twin flames are not abusive, right? This is not a situation where some sort of addictions. Yeah, I feel like addictions had caused someone to sabotage, right? Sabotage a relationship, sabotage some sort of love. And what you're doing now is you're calling in the type of union that is healthy. Okay? Why? Because you actually have healthy choices at the bottom of the deck. This is self-love and self-care first, because that is what's leading you towards being happier. It is leading you towards loving your life. It's that energy of not repeating the patterns of the past. Not today, right? You have not today showing up. You're separating from that energy so you can heal your beautiful heart and ascend. And there's the karmic relationship. Yes. So some of you, I'm getting a couple messages. You may have been in a karmic relationship that may have been the catalyst to your twin flame journey. resentments, triggers, perception, turmoil. Some of you are dealing with a false twin flame, but in fact it was a karmic, to help you ascend, because we have healthy choices is your main energy coming up to your awareness. The bottom of the deck is subconscious. It's things that are rising above. And what's rising above here is you're saying, not today. I'm choosing boundaries. I'm choosing to not bring in patterns or cycles of the past, Cancer, because you've learned. And I feel you've learned, you've separated your energy. There's been sadness. Yes. There's been bitterness. Yes. There's uncertainty about the future. I do see that here as well with the moon. And you are choosing to heal your heart, to heal any sort of toxicity or addiction, which we see coming up again. And we do have abusive relationship. Oh, goodness. Yeah, if some of you were in an abusive relationship or a dynamic, I feel like it's you breaking out of it. That's the truth. There's some sort of truth coming in. It could be physical, mental, emotional, psychological. You've separated from that energy and you chose to heal. You chose to ascend and raise your vibration, right? To transcend, to learn, to expand. And you are preparing for union. Union potentially with a twin flame. This is a really powerful time for you, Cancer. A very powerful time. Now, diving into the tarot, we do have the Page of Wands, self-expression. Page of Wands is showing up here as an opportunity for growth. Now, you may feel eager to move forward, or perhaps there's this energy of uncertainty, but you have this inner knowing that you must move forward. And I feel like as long as you are choosing healthy or choosing what's in your highest good, even if you're not even quite sure, Mel, is that in my highest good? But it feels healthy, right? It feels healthy. It's bringing about a sense of trust within myself. And I feel like you are free to express yourself. And if you are in a dynamic where you're not able to be all of you, I feel like you're moving out of it. Okay. So if you're in a relationship here, there's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of uncertainty and toxicity. And I feel like there's a new beginning on the horizon. And for those of you that have been separated, because I see that there's already been a separation for some of you, this separation is allowing you to find yourself again, to feel inspired, to feel creative. Some of you are painters. You are creators of some sort, and you have a lot of magic, a lot of energy. That's why people are drawn to you, Cancer. You have this depth about you being a Cancer, but you are also very unique. Some of you may have a different color of hair that stands out, or you wear your hair in a way that you don't see often. You may dress uniquely. I feel like people admire your skills and who you are and how you look and the magnetized energy of being you unapologetically. And when this Page of Wands shows up, some of you may have disconnected communication or cut off communication from someone, because this can be the card of communication, because someone was talking over you. They weren't allowing you to speak or express yourself in some way, shape, or form. I also feel, because the Nine of Cups is showing up here as the challenge, this can be going to extremes and indulging in things that can be unhealthy because we want too much of it, or we tend to get really lost in our emotions. And therefore, what do we do when we're feeling too much is we shop, we drink, we go on social media, there's drugs, there's, whatever it is to kind of numb it out a bit. We indulge, we may eat, you can even exercise to an extreme because you are wanting to bring life back into balance. Typically, the Nine of Cups is beautiful. It's wish fulfillment. It's emotional satisfaction. Because it's crossing the path here, I feel like you're trying to find balance in who you are and know and understand and realize and recognize that you are enough just the way you are. But it almost feels like no matter what you do here, no matter how much you open up, how much you pull back, how much give you have, how much you tighten the rope, I feel like, and I'm pertaining to, it's like a horse. I feel like there's the reins, right? And it's almost as if I feel like the reins have been tightened and they've been loosened, and you tried to do every possible thing that you could in a situation of the past, but it was never going to work out because of the addictions. It's not that you weren't enough. It's that the underlying energy was, codependency, or, indulging in things that were unhealthy. There's an unhealthy pattern or dynamic that was the root of the issue here. So no matter what, it wasn't going to be enough until that was looked at. And I feel like that was a form of self-sabotage, because someone wasn't willing to take responsibility, take ownership for their own healing. And it caused you to feel very, very frustrated. And it caused you to maybe even lack confidence within yourself. And if this is you going through maybe the motions or the addictions, or you wanting to choose a new path because you don't want to self-sabotage, but you know that you are enough to the right person, I feel like you're choosing healthy here. And you're choosing to untether yourself from that lie or that old story that also is going to put you into, I'm getting like enlightenment, and that makes sense with your outcome here. Now, twin flames is the yin to your yang, right? It's the peanut butter to your jelly. It is finding balance and preparing in a way for union. And this has been a common theme for all the signs that I've read already, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. It's a common theme of preparation for union. So for those of you singles out there, I feel like there is a big push. There has been a big push for healing and self-development and awareness and a waking up that has been preparing us for union. And I feel like you may meet someone who's the opposite of the past person. And at first you might think, well, that's not my person, right? They look nothing like how I would expect them to, but don't run from that. Don't run from that, because, don't separate yourself from that, because remember, as you ascend, this is transcending energy. You are literally, it says, preparing for union. There's a new phase here, and your soulmate may very much differ, or your twin flame may very much differ from what you have been used to. And I feel like this is something you may kind of veer away from at first, but you are ready for a new beginning. You might not be quite sure at first, even though it's a very soul recognizing energy. When we're going through pain and we're going through healing and we're working on the heart and making healthy choices, sometimes we don't always see what the soul sees. Now, showing up in your foundation, something shook your world. There was a crisis with the tower. Okay, this is in your deep foundation or your past. This could be a very tragic loss. It could have been a dynamic that kept playing out over and over and over. This tower moment is unexpected change. It is an awakening. Really, this is the catalyst. Whatever this was in your life, this is the catalyst that shattered your belief system to ultimately offer you freedom, to bring you into union with a higher love, okay, with a higher love. And in the recent past, we have scrutiny here with the Page of Swords. So someone was under the scope. You may have been pinpointing every little thing that had gone wrong. You may have been scrutinizing and taking a look and saying, well, this person did this, this, and this, and then I did this, this, and that external person, mixed into it. You may have even heard news that was unpleasant. You may have found something out that was unpleasant. And I feel like you picked it apart, or perhaps you felt like someone was picking you apart in some way, shape, or form. I'm actually seeing a carcass. Okay. Well, good thing I'm not smelling it or up close and personal, but I'm actually seeing a carcass on the side of the road with the crows. When you drive by and there's been a deer that's, been hit on the road and the carcass is being ate. I mean, circle of life. I feel like you may have been like that crow where in order to learn, in order to survive, in order to continue the circle of life, it's like you had to pick apart something. And even though it was gross, it was sticky, it was painful, it was sloppy, right? I feel, and maybe some of you felt like you kept going back to something that was dead, right? Maybe it's dead, done, and over. And I feel like you may have gone through that, but it's as if you started to maybe peck at something that had fully disintegrated. There was nothing else there. It had deteriorated in some way, and you started to hit the ground, right? Like the crow beak hitting the ground of a carcass that no longer exists. But energetically, you may have still been picking it apart in some way. And that was the not enough. That was the confidence. That was the self-sabotage. You're moving past that. You are moving past it because you're making a new choice is what I see. The choice is to be present, to be here now. That's the reminder of the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles says that some of you, there was a lot of distress, okay, in the past when it came to your physical world, your earthly realm. Something was majorly shaken up. And I feel like you're making a choice because 2 is a choice card around partnerships, duality, reflection, and diversity. You're choosing to stay present because when that stick gets thrown, right? It's like a dog. Dogs represent loyalty and, playfulness and companionship. It's like when that stick is thrown for the dog, it can't wait to go chase it. It can't wait. But if you are someplace else, right? If you are not in the energy of even being aware that there's a stick whatsoever, right? You miss out. And I feel like you're saying, I'm not going to miss out on any more unhappiness. I know that I'm enough. I know that, I've had egos and fears and frustrations. I mean, it's part of the human experience. Cut yourself some slack, but you're not running from it, numbing from it, hiding it, drinking it, sexing it, whatever it is, right? You're staying present and you're staying aware. And that is the gift, right? Because when we focus on the past, we leak our energy. When we focus too far into the future, we leak our energy. So being here, being present, being right now, and choosing to make choices around living a happier life and loving life and being able to go, get that bone when it's thrown. And what that represents is not calling anybody a dog, but, a new opportunity to do something you love. Dogs love chasing sticks or bones or balls or whatever is being thrown here, right? They're always ready for the next one. And sometimes, that can also be symbolic for patterns. It's cyclical, but I feel like you're choosing a new pattern, something that could be healthier, right? Exercise of some sort. You may be choosing to get out there, get out in nature, be one with nature, find balance mentally, physically, emotionally. We do have some anxiety coming into the near future. This is moon energy of illusions, of fears. So as you are choosing, sometimes we tend to fall back into patterns, but remember that you always have a choice to start again, or you always have, a new thought that you can integrate. And so trust in this I keep thinking this is an Ace of Swords, but it's actually a Page of Swords. I feel like there's a truth bomb. There's a truth. There's something about you remembering the truth, or you trusting the facts. The facts are the facts here. You've done the scrutinizing, right? There's something here about the facts, or logically that it's important to choose a healthier option. But sometimes our emotions get in the way, right? Or sometimes this moon energy, which can be highly emotional. It can be our subconscious comes up, and it can be patterns that are needing to be looked at, needing to be addressed, maybe around fears. Some of you pay attention to your dreams because you could be receiving a lot of healing, a lot of downloads. You may even be having nightmares as you transition, right? Transition into a new, healthier phase. I feel for some of you, I'm getting cold turkey. So you could be cutting something out of your life, cold turkey, and you could even be going through withdrawals of some sort. Now, please seek professional medical guidance if need be. Maybe it's like you're cutting someone out cold turkey, like enough is enough. I'm not enough for you. I never will be. And I'm okay with that because I know my worth. And it's not that you're not enough for this person. It's that the energies don't align. You will absolutely be enough to the right person. You can't force a square into, a circular peg. And I feel like that's what was happening here in some way, shape, or form. So yes, there's some anxiety around this as you disconnect, as you maybe choosing healthier options, because we sometimes get stuck in FOMO, fear of missing out. And there is some uncertainty here of, stepping into the unknown. But I see that you're ready. You have the Fool showing up here, Cancer, in your energy. And this is the Phoenix rising from the ashes. This is embracing the unknown and showing up scared. I mean, look at this powerful major arcana energy showing up. Remember, you have this Mother Earth on your side, this beautiful Empress energy that is guiding you as well. This is taking a step forward, and it's a leap of faith, basically. A lot of you are embarking upon a brand new journey. And it's hard. It feels difficult. It feels like, what if I fall, right? But as they say, but darling, what if you fly? Because you have wings. And some of you, and this is so interesting because I'm going to jump to your outcome here. Of course, we're going to get the in-between juiciness, but I feel like there's something to do with your wings getting too close to the sun, because the sun is your outcome. And you may feel, well, what if I take this leap of faith and I get hurt again? What if I get too close to the sun and my wings perish? Right there. And those are fears. Those are fears because you've been hurt in the past. And maybe that's part of taking a leap of faith and knowing that even if you touch the sun in some way, shape, or form, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. And I feel like this is abundance. The sun is joy. It is unbridled joy and innocence and love and connection. There's definitely a new relationship or the beginning of a new phase that is showing up in your world, Cancer. And this is profound. This is profound. Now on the sun card, we actually see the turtle, slow and steady. Some of you, this has been a long time coming. For others of you, there's a sense of liberation with the wild horse in the background. We see the kangaroo. This is protection. And this is also that leap of faith, jumping, right? And they jump pretty far from my understanding. The dolphin is playfulness. We have the crow, and how interesting we had that crow analogy. Sorry if that was a little graphic for some of you. But we also have the beautiful golden retriever representing trust and loyalty and companionship. And I feel like you're ready to spread your wings here. And that may require a sense of vulnerability. Now, of course, don't be naive. Don't be naive, but use your logic and use the experiences that you've gone through in the past, because now you are wiser and you're more mature and you can embark upon this new journey. But it does require a level of vulnerability. And remember, vulnerability is our greatest strength. It really is. So many times we look at vulnerability as a weakness. I can't be vulnerable. I can't let my guard down. I can do everything myself. I can be single. I see that in the comments sometimes where people say, I don't need love. I don't need anyone. I can do it all myself. And that's okay. I mean, if you are happiest in that mindset, I mean, I can't fathom that one feels truly happy in that mindset. But if it does, I'm not going to tell you otherwise. But our souls are here because we crave companionship and connection. That's part of why we've come down to earth, why we've come to planet earth, is to connect and to thrive and to be of service and to uplift and to evolve. And we do that through connection. We do that with opening our hearts. And in order to open our hearts, we must be vulnerable. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. Now, in the environment, we have the beautiful Knight of Cups. This is a voyage. Some of you are definitely opening up to love, the idea of love. You're following your bliss. This can be following, your heart. Some of you may even feel very, very emotional as you move forward on this new path, because this is action. The knights represent action and movement in tarot. So I feel like there is action towards your happiness. And I'm so happy for you here, because what you are voyaging towards is the sun. And right now it feels like you may be going through, the night sky, but those stars are guiding you. They are guiding you towards your true north. You just have to look up and let those stars, which in tarot, the star is dreams, it's inspirations, it's hope, it's healing, it's guidance. So let those stars guide you home, because the star comes after the tower. And we see that you've gone through the tower. So let the stars guide you to the sun. And I feel like a new day has dawned here, or a new phase has dawned. And you have everything you need to move forward and keep that heart open, because that's ultimately you preparing and opening up to union by making choices that are, healthy and aligned. Some of you could be traveling. Okay, you could be traveling, maybe even going on a solo trip. Maybe you're traveling with a bestie. You could be traveling with a lover or meeting with someone. I do feel like there's either a new energy coming in. You may already be in this union, or there is maybe even a coming together for the first time in union, okay? Coming together for the first time. I don't see a lot of past energy coming in, which is good. We don't want the past. We've dealt with it, a lot of us, right? So this is about you overcoming the fears, breaking out of the chains that have held you back. The restrictions or restraints that have held you back, the possessions or control of the ego, of the fears. Instead of frustration, this is opening up to happiness. Now, what are the hopes? The hopes are that you can create a life that you love, even if it means you're on your own for a while. And a lot of you have 9 of Pentacles is satisfactory, right? It would be great to have that 10 of Pentacles. And if you're not there yet, I feel like you embarking upon this journey is going to illuminate your life in some way, shape, or form, which certainly is preparing you to call in that union that you seek, that 10 of Pentacles. But in the meantime, maybe you've needed to work on codependence, or perhaps this is about you getting back on your feet after a situation, after a tower. Maybe some of you, this was the catalyst again to maybe your financial healing or financial abundance. 9 of Pentacles is self-sufficiency. It is feeling confident and proud of yourself, where you don't have to rely on others, or you don't feel like you have to emotionally be happy if you don't have someone in your life. Okay, for those of you that are in union right now with someone, I feel like there is a new chapter, a new journey that requires you to open up to love, or to, take on a new direction, take a new path here with the Fool. and maybe be vulnerable with each other in some way, shape, or form. To work on codependent patterns, there's a really great book, Melody Beattie, Codependent No More, for those of you that may struggle with codependency, or you may be just breaking out of patterns. Now, codependency can be so many different things. Look it up, read that book. It's a great one. But with the outcome as the sun, this is happier days ahead, Cancer. This is light at the end of the tunnel. It's enlightenment. It is about you being able to choose that self-love and self-care, being happier, loving the life that you have set out to be a part of, right? This is about family and love and connections, togetherness, happiness. You see all the friends with her, all the different creatures coming together from all walks of life. This is the most, happy energy in the deck, and it's right here for you. Beautiful. What do we have from the wisdom of the oracle for Cancer, please? Wisdom of the oracle for Cancer. Oh my goodness, we have to the sea. Some of you are quite literally traveling. Maybe you're going on a cruise. Okay, you could be going on a cruise. We have card 7. 7 is a very, very spiritual number. Some of you may be born on the 7th. You may be a 7 life path number or in a 7 personal year. And this has everything to do with being in the flow. That's also what that Knight of Cups is flow versus resistance. It is flow versus control. It is returning to source, returning to self, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. There are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictating the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires to steer the ship? Can you both transcend? And we have that word transcend showing up here for you again. Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads. Yeah, because we have 2-page energies and we have a Fool. This is the beginning of something brand new. And you don't need to know if this is going to be forever. You don't need to know, what's coming in 5 years from now. You are being guided to stay in the present, but not to scrutinize every little thing about this person or feel like they are doing that to you. That's the fears. That's the self-sabotage. There's a big message here for you, Cancer. For those of you that are coming into union, it may look a little bit different than the past, but it may still be throwing out triggers, right? But I feel like those triggers are saying, I'm not enough, or this person's going to leave me, or this person's going to cheat, or whatever it is. And you may feel a lot of that fear or lack of confidence, but I feel like you're being guided to work on that, to heal that, and know that those fears are in fact illusions. Now, the protection message is this. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, right? There's no hidden message. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. So for some of you that are still working on maybe getting out of a pattern, a cycle, a relationship, whatever it is for you, just because we have the moon, I'm going to read the protection message. There's no hidden message. You are in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There's no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow. Even when the tide is going out, relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach again. An ancient mariner saying applies now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. And I feel for a lot of you, you already have done that. Okay, so take it how it resonates, whatever stage you are at on your journey. If you are coming out of something and it's fresh and you're still in the healing stages, maybe you are repairing your net, so to speak, but trust that happier days are ahead of you. I also see with this that a lot of you are ready to kind of go out to sea. You're ready to put yourself out there again, open up your emotions to something quite beautiful. And I feel like you are in the flow. This card reminds you that, ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions, because there is conditions here that are aligning for you. And it's time to jump on that wave is the message that's coming through here. Very beautiful. Let's get a few messages from your crystal spirits. And at this time, Cancer, I just ask, if you can, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big deep breath in. Hold it as long as you can. And release with a nice big sigh from the belly area. Big sigh from the mouth. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or gemstone that shows up in your mind's eye. Now this could be a crystal that you're familiar with and maybe even know the name of. Or maybe you've never seen this crystal before, but you see the beautiful colors in front of you, maybe of blues or purple or clear, or even a rainbow of colors. Your crystal could be a specific shape or size. Maybe even has clusters or points. It could be raw or tumbled. Maybe your gemstone is showing up as a pendant that you wear frequently, or a ring. Or maybe you're just tuning into the energy that your crystal is emitting, maybe that of unconditional love, protection, grounding, or spiritual assistance. There is no right or wrong answer. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your crystal or gemstone, whether you have 1 or 5, drop them in the comment section below the video. And I personally will enter you into that free reading giveaway. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right. Now we have 2 stones today. We have lapis. Lapis lazuli here, card 30. Some of you may be born on the 30th. And we also have turquoise, beautiful turquoise, 57. You may be 57 years old. We're going to read lapis. It's the blue energy, and I'm getting such a blue sky. Some of you, this is about truth. It's about speaking up. It has everything to do with the throat chakra. This is enlightenment. There's your sun. This is unity consciousness, inner vision, and spiritual truth. And Cancer, the message for you is this. All of us arose from the same liquid soup of the potential when the earth began to take form. And you, like everyone, are made of the stuff of stars. Oh my gosh, you can't make that up. Here's all your stars. You are intermingled within the creation of all of life. And Lapis Spirit is here to remind you that you are never alone. You don't have to figure out this life all by yourself. Lapis Spirit can help you learn through relationships with others and through tapping into the universe for higher wisdom and insight about those experiences. That's that scrutiny as well. But some of you are trying to do it with logic, right? And that's part of it. That's part of the tool that we have. But I also feel like there may have been a very crucial piece missing. And that crucial piece is your own, intuitive guidance. Sometimes it takes being around people with a different perspective to start to better understand yourself and what you most deeply value. Is someone in your life today gifting you with a new perspective and insights that can help you on your healing path? Look around For the universe wants you to experience enlightenment. That's the sun, right? It says not to be in the dark, repeating same old patterns. That is the moon. You have the sun and the moon in your reading. How did I just now notice that? The sun and the moon is coming out of the shadows, right? It's something being illuminated to you. What's being illuminated is the patterns. You should know these patterns, Cancer. You've been scrutinizing them. You've been digging into them. You've been pecking away at them. You've been repeating them. You know what they are. They're no longer hidden in your subconscious awareness. It says the universe wants you to experience enlightenment, not be in the dark, repeating the same old patterns. Often, change agents are sent your way to encourage you to make that shift you promised yourself you would make. What's the change agent? It could be that karmic relationship. It could be that person who ghosted. It could be that 20-year marriage. Whatever it is for you, it was the catalyst to your healing. It was the catalyst to wake you up in some way, shape, or form, because you made a promise with yourself. Open up to the idea that allies can come in forms you might not have expected. Beautiful message there, Cancer. Now, when you meditate with lapis, this is one of my favorite stones, one of the top 5, I would say. This actually allows us to connect with the sovereign within. It allows us to access that part of us that knows, right? That just knows, that inner self, and is willing to share knowledge and guide us, not to what we want, but sometimes what we need. Because sometimes what we want and what we need are two separate things. And what you need at this time is healthy, right? It's healthier choices. It may not be what you want, right? Why? When you have the cake here and that's indulgent and that looks real good, but it doesn't look good to your waistline when you continue to choose to eat that cake every single day. It becomes a toxic, unhealthy pattern, and it's going to start to manifest in your physical life or in your waistline, right? So I feel like you are choosing self-love. And by choosing self-love, you're not going to want to indulge in things that create a sense of not enough, or a sense of, lack of confidence or sabotage. It doesn't mean that you can never indulge, but I feel like you are trying to find balance. And you see the sweet cherry at the top, the things that you once may have started to enjoy. And this has even happened in my own life where, I've switched my eating patterns around a lot, and certain things such as fresh farmers market or fresh homegrown strawberries, or one of my ultimate favorites, fresh figs, right? They taste way more decadent and way more abundant and sweet and luxurious than any cake out there could. And so you start to retrain, you start to reacclimate your taste buds, or in this case, your taste for life. I feel like you're choosing things that are healthy, and they're going to taste sweeter and better to you than any unhealthy indulgence or pattern or relationship ever did in the past. So that is what I have for you, Cancer. This is a big, bright new beginning for you. There's something being illuminated, and your worth is not determined by what other people think your worth is, or rejection, or abandonment, or sabotage, whatever that is. I feel like you are enough. You are what the star stuff is made out of, right? That's your reminder. You are made of star stuff, Cancer. And the universe loves you, and you are calling in. If you haven't already met this person, you are calling in and preparing for divine union. Thank you so much for being here, Cancer. I'm loving your reading. You are powerful beyond measure. Don't ever forget that. If you like the messages, hit that thumbs up button. Drop your crystal spirits in the comment section below, whether you have 1 or 5. If you don't know the name, that's okay. Put the shape, put the color, put the feeling. Thank you so much for being here today, Cancer, and tuning in, and lots of love to you.